Hello students, how are you? I hope you are enjoying this online platform of studying physics. Stay safe at your home. And for our new students who have joined later, let me introduce myself. I'm Ashish Sharma and I'll be taking care of your physics subject. Today in this lecture, I'm having a good news for you that syllabus is reduced and few topics are removed by CBSE, which is very mandatory for you people to know which are those topics and from which chapters they have been struck off. So let me explain the entire syllabus of physics for class 9. These are the deleted topics. We are having 5 chapters in all, and out of these 5 chapters I will name these chapters one by one for you. Chapter 8 motion, chapter 9 force and laws of motion, chapter 10 gravitation, chapter 11 work and energy, and chapter 12 sound. So we are having these 5 chapters in physics in a 9th class, and in these chapters, in chapter 8 which we have already covered in online classes, no syllabus has been cut. In chapter 9 force and laws of motion, no syllabus has been cut. We have covered this chapter 9 also. In chapter 10, the first half of gravitation, in which we have discussed about Newton's law of gravitation and free fall and equations of motion, no syllabus is cut. That is like what I can say, we got lucky in this, that those topics which we have covered have not been cut through the syllabus. And in last lecture, if you have seen my video lecture, I have discussed with you about thrust and pressure, but now this thrust and pressure is not in your syllabus anymore. And I'm feeling lucky that we have only covered first 2 topics, and there is no need to cover remaining topics of chapter 10, as including Archimedes principle, buoyancy, relative density. So this was the remaining portion of chapter 10 which I was supposed to cover in this week's lectures, but this portion which I underlined and I am showing you in a red parenthesis, this syllabus has been cut from your syllabus from chapter 10. So cutting is done in chapter 10 and chapter 12 only. No cutting has been done from chapter 8, 9 and 11. So chapter 8, 9 and 11 are complete in your syllabus, while from chapter 10 second half, starting from thrust and pressure, and the remaining second half entire section is not in your syllabus. So technically speaking, our chapter 10 is also covered in syllabus, and we are left with complete chapter 11 and the small section of chapter 12 which remained after removal of these topics. From chapter 12 sound, all these topics, they are now not part of your syllabus of physics for class 9th. Okay, so these topics are not in your syllabus. So deduction in the syllabus has been done from 2 chapters, that is chapter 10 and chapter 12. Almost 50% of chapter 10 is removed by CBSE, and in chapter 12 almost most of the, like more than 50% topics have been removed. So there is much little remaining to study in chapter sound. So at this stage today, now our 8, 9 and 10 chapter are covered according to the changed syllabus, and instead of finishing chapter 10 second half, I will be taking lectures on work and energy, and meanwhile I'll give you time to practice the numericals of laws of motion, equations of motion and gravitation, which I will be taking problem taking session with you. I'll be taking, and we are also going to take problems of assignment which we have floated during your summer break. So I am looking forward for you students to practice, to do a lot of practice of numericals and ask questions with me. If you will ask questions, then it will indicate me that my students are learning, they are really gaining something. So I am sharing my teaching plan with you in this lecture. So I will start the discussion with the beginning of the new chapter, that is work and energy, and I hope you are going to enjoy it, as I am going to put my best efforts for making you understand what is work and energy. So let us start.